Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday, June 3rd. I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick, then we can get started with our session for today. So market's gonna open in about 10 minutes. It is NFP. So the market went kind of crazy this morning, so it's anticipated. But we'll see where it goes from here. So I don't think there's an overall bias. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be taking any trades myself, but if I see something really good, then yeah, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'll let you guys know when trades are available, and then I'll try to let you know like how risky they are if need be. But I mean, we'll see. Today's not really the day to take anything too risky though, because it's one of the riskiest trading days to be trading on. So we'll see. Anyways, everything's all set up there. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. There we go. All right. All right, so I'm going to start off by marking up the liquidity here on the higher time frame, and then when people are in, we'll start with our analysis. So I'm just going to mark this up real quick. Shouldn't take too long. There, one right there, right there. All right, lower time frame. That next one. Next one. Next one, and we're almost close to the 10 minutes. So let's see. And the daily might be a little overkill. I might stop going down to daily because we don't really need all these areas of liquidity. I think 4 hours is like far enough. But I mean, it's good to know, and it's good to just have this data set just in case you want to go pretty far down. So 2 more right here. We got this one, and I think that might be it. Yeah, a lot of liquidity on the bottom got hit already during NFP. So it looks like there's not really too much. Actually, there's a couple more right here. Sorry, it's like right at liquidity actually. So it might drop a little further. All right, anyway, so I think that's about it for that on the 10 minutes. So good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, June 3rd. It is NFP at 6:24 right now currently. So the market's going to open in about 6 minutes. As a reminder, a lot of crazy movements today. So just be ready for a crazy market. I don't think there's an overall bias. We'll confirm that shortly. So I don't think I'm going to be taking any trades myself, but we'll see. If we see anything really good, then maybe I'll take it. If not, then, I'll let you guys know. I'll show you guys trades, but I'm probably not going to take anything myself. So morning, Marlon. Happy Friday. Morning, Saren. Morning, Peter. Morning, Kevin. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Kershaw. Morning, Fund Me. Morning, Purity. Morning, David. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Eduardo. Morning, Fahad. All right, guys. So let me mark up the liquidity here on the 1 hour as well. Turn off the sessions real quick. Let's get her here. Yeah, so I think the 1 minute is going to be a lot more accurate looking for these areas of liquidity. Price just hit liquidity again right here, but market's going to open shortly. So it's not really an area that I want to be trading in, but it is hitting liquidity right here. So if it drops further, I wouldn't be surprised. It is hitting liquidity right there. So we'll follow it, but I wouldn't take any trades just yet because the market is literally going to open in about 4 minutes. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it drops further. There's a lot of liquidity on both sides though. Yeah, the 1 minute over here has a ton of liquidity on the top side. All right. All right, so that's about it right now. Here's the area of liquidity. You can see prices dropping further. I mean, I would have probably taken a trade there if it wasn't so close to open, but it did drop right here. I probably could have caught like 100 pips or so. Yeah, a quick 100 pips would have been nice, but it's all good. Morning, Jessica. Morning, Angela. Kevin said I traded the pre-market because I knew price had to correct from the big push up yesterday. I'm already up 20K so far. Damn, nice work, Kevin. Yeah, I anticipated it to drop during NFP because we're going into a recession, guys. So like a lot of these pushes to the upside, it's all manipulation. Price is gonna have to come back down. There's like no reason for price to go up. Like really, if we're in a recession, we're not expecting to get out of this recession like by tomorrow. It's gonna keep dropping, probably until the end of the year, but it will push up slightly, but then it'll come back down. So you can see right here, price pushed up. One thing I need to mark up too is going to be the news price from earlier this morning. But let's take a look at the sentiment real quick. And then we will see where everything is going, obviously. So the sentiment right now this morning is looking at, let me just copy this stuff over real quick. All right, sentiment is currently 51% short, so it's not really, there's no bias right now. Bias is pretty much just at neutral because it's not really one side or the other. We need it to be about 60 to 65% or more in one direction or the other, but it's not. So not really much going on there. Looking over at the fundamentals currently right now, it is 231 points in the red, so it is bearish. We do have news this morning. So the news this morning is going to be NFP, obviously. We have another news event coming up at 6:45, 7, and 7. There's a lot of news today. So I don't even think I'll be taking any trades, guys. Biden's going to be speaking at 7:30. So it doesn't really look like a good day to trade. So 6:45, 7, and 7:30. So 6:45, 7, and 7:30, I believe. So, I mean, literally all morning there's going to be news. So there's not really going to be much room for us to take trades. But I mean, it is what it is. We'll see if we can catch something. If not, it's all good. It is NFP, so I'm not really looking to take anything too risky. I don't want to throw away my profits from this week. I did so good this week already. So we'll see. Market is now open, guys, in about, and actually now it is open. Yeah, so market just opened. We have a sell momentum right here. So in order for us to take the breakout, it needs to be a strong red candle, because the most recent momentum right here is going to be a bearish momentum. You can see the liquidity here kind of getting knocked out. It's all good. Fix that shortly. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, guys, there's no bias today because the retail sentiment is neutral. Fundamental bias is bearish, and technical bias is bearish as well. So I mean, technically there is if you want to take trades, I would probably look for sells. There is somewhat of a sell bias due to the fundamentals over here, but all in all, it's not a strong overall bias. It's just the fundamentals. So if this candle here closes as a strong red candle, this would technically be the breakout. If I do take it, I'll probably take it for like a partial move, but it's not necessarily one that I look on taking, because price is overextended. Like, it's been dropping for too long right here. It's going to have to retrace at some point, and the retracement still hasn't happened. You can see the drop happen here at 530 for well, it faked out. So at 530 right here, price faked out to the upside, and then it came down, and then it pretty much knocked out all of this liquidity down here. And then now it's coming back up right here to retest, obviously, but it hasn't came up for a retracement since this drop, since NFP. Like, this pink line right here is going to be NFP right there. That's news. Price faked out to the upside, came back down, and then it hasn't came back up yet. So I would be careful taking any type of entry, right now specifically. So yeah, and Peter said heat maps all red. Yeah, so we have a buy signal here now. The bias is now, well, not the bias, but the momentum is now shifted to a bullish momentum. So now you're not looking for a sell anymore. You're actually looking for a buy. Not one that I would take because the fundamentals are so high, but I'll mark it up for you guys if and when it does come up. However, it's not one that I recommend people take because obviously the heat map's all red, just like Peter said. This is just a retracement. It's people buying the dip on market open, but I expect it to come back down eventually at some point. So if this closes as a strong green candle, this would technically be the breakout. However, it's not one that I'd recommend people take. I will mark it up so I can show you guys, but again, I'm gonna try to warn you guys as much as possible. It's not one that I would personally take, and not one that I'd recommend anyone else take, because this is what might happen. If you get a sell entry, a buy entry at some point right here, price might push up slightly. You might get a slight push, but then when price reaches a point of rejection, like the NFP price right there, price might just come right back down. So this right here is technically the breakout. It's just too risky of a move. I'm not going to take it. I've marked it up there for you guys. You guys can take it at your own risk, but I don't really think it's a safe trade to take, because price can come up and reject right off this news price right here. So we'll follow it, but as I mentioned, I'm not taking it. It's just too risky of a move. The fundamentals here they're too red. They're down 200 points. Heat map is literally all red as well. So looking at where price rejected from, it rejected directly off that pink line, right? So there's no surprise here. I already told you guys that was going to happen. So this is why I said not to take it, because I already knew this was going to happen. Price came up, rejected off the pink line. The thing is, if you guys apply like what we do here every day, like the thing is, I've been trading US30 every day for at least 3 or 4 years now with you guys live, like on these live sessions. So once you guys see these patterns, you won't be really scared of these moves, because you already know where price is going to go. You already know like when to avoid it, or you'll know when to take it. You're just repeating the process. It's like a rinse and repeat. Every single day we do the same thing, and we see the same thing. It's the same patterns. Price comes up, retest news price. That's why we draw these horizontal lines here. That's why I have these red flags here, and it did exactly what I anticipated. This is why I said not to take it, because price came up. I mean, you probably could have taken it for a quick little like 100 pips or so, but you can see how it bounced off. This is where it becomes a risk, because price will bounce off news price, or it can break above and hit your TP. But if you're taking a trade like that, you're basically taking a 50-50% chance. You don't want to take 50-50 trades. You want to take like maybe a 70 30 trade or an 80-20 or even higher 90-10, you know, if you're really confident about it. This I was definitely not confident about. It's like a 50-50 trade for me. So other than that, John said, everyone knows we have a recession. The market might rally as a result. So from my perspective, John, I think people think the opposite, right? People don't really chase markets when they drop. They think it's a good time to buy. So I like we might see a rally, but I don't think like that far of a rally. Like if you go on the higher time frames, like say maybe like the 1 hour, it's already rallied actually. So it's already rallied like right here, like from this point. So I think it's about time for it to come back down. The next area to retest would probably be this area over here, which was like on May 4th of basically a month ago, which would be this price point if it does push up higher. But I think it already rallied right here from like May 20th up until May 29th. And then now June, it's time to come back down. So, I mean, we'll see. You could be right. You know, I could be wrong. Who knows? But in my perspective, like looking at people's trade psychology, I think a lot of people have that mindset where they're like, oh, I have to buy the dip, right? That's how everyone thinks. So I think people instead of, and there you go. So this is why you guys shouldn't have taken the trade, right? So played out exactly how we mentioned. Hopefully, if you guys did take it, you guys pulled out before it reached the news price right here. You know, I try to explain myself as much as possible why it was risky, why it wasn't. But this was the key thing, news price. And you can see price rejected directly off that pink line. That's why for this, red flags went to avoid trades and price is near news price. And it doesn't have to be near it on open. It just needs to be near it like when it's trying to reach its TP. So let's see. So nothing for the breakout right now. You know, we're getting close to news over here. Have opening price marked up. I'm gonna go and renew the areas of liquidity. So Akil is asking, what is a NP week? NP stands for, or it's NFP actually. NFP stands for non-farm payroll. They basically release the data of unemployment, and basically it's an indicator as to like how the U.S. economy is working or how healthy it is. You know, we're going to a recession, so we're not expecting NFP to be good. You know, looking over here, you can see unemployment rate is down, was negative. Non-farm employment change is up because there's more people working. However, the unemployment is still negative. It's going higher because people are getting laid off, or they're quitting their job, or people are just firing people. Average hourly earnings right here, you can see that, you know, people's earnings went down. So if people aren't making money, the economy is not going to be stimulated, right? Because people don't have money to spend. So this indicates, you know, bad economy. This indicates bad economy. This indicates that people are working. Doesn't necessarily mean they're making more money though. So they're working, but they're making less money because of inflation, right? People can work as much as they want, but if they're not getting paid enough, they're not going to be able to make a living wage. So other than that, there's nothing here for retail sentiment. It's still down to 52%, so it's not really moving at all. This is not going to be useful for us. The fundamentals here are still down 230 points. You know, it's crazy how it's still down 230 points and price is actually going up. I would expect it to kind of decrease a little bit, but we'll see. Price is now ranging. It's getting close to news here at 6:45. So you guys want to be a bit careful. The news at 6:45 is going to be final services PMI. I know it's low impact, but it's probably going to affect the market either way. So we'll see where it goes from there. You know, other than that, there's not really much for us to look at right here. Price did hit the liquidity, like I mentioned. It broke right through it, and it swung right back up. So I'm going to go and delete this, make a small adjustment right here. And I think that's it for right now. Let me turn on the sessions real quick. All right, so price is right at the sessions. Same with the 1 minute over here. Price is like, so price is basically bouncing between news price and these sessions right here. Price came down, bounced off the sessions. Now it's just ranging between those two areas. Yeah, no problem, Akil. Let's see. Professor said, Sean, I didn't take the breakout but wasn't the breakout breakout candle the one where momentum showed up? Actually, you're right, Professor. So Professor is right. My bad. I wasn't looking at that candle right there. The breakout was actually right here, guys. So we actually looked at it a little late. So that was the breakout right there. And Professor, you are correct. It would have actually hit full TP. Yeah, no, you're right, Professor. My bad. I wasn't even looking at that candle because I looked at it for the momentum. But this was actually the breakout here, guys. My bad. I totally like looked over this initial candle and I looked at the next one, but this was actually the breakout right here. Because so looking over here at let me just show the strategy real quick. So first you want to confirm an entry after market open. You want to confirm the bias. Bias here is bearish. So I wouldn't have taken this. However, this requirement is optional. You can see optional, but highly recommended. I still take this requirement though. That's why I wouldn't have taken the buy because it fits my criteria. Third, you want to confirm the direction momentum. We had a buy signal there, but it came up like really last minute. And you want to confirm a strong candle in the direction of momentum. So right there was a momentum signal for a buy, but it was also a strong green candle. So with that said, you would have entered the buy right there and it would have hit full TP. So, I mean, if you guys caught it, great. Professor over here caught it. It seems like some of you guys here caught it as well. D said she bagged 700 on the break. So nice work there, guys. I didn't take it, so it's not an count, but thanks for the clarification right there, Professor, because sometimes I even myself miss it because I'm looking at too many things on the chart at once. So yeah, I mean, great work, guys, if you guys caught it. Other than that, yeah, Medusa said it's a really big candle though. So like for that right there, one of the red flags that I would have anticipated was, the candle is just too large. So what I would have done if I would have entered on that was wait for the retracement. But if I waited for the retracement, it'd be too late because it slightly retraced and then it shot all the way up to full TP. So yeah, I mean, either way, depending on like how you wanted to take the trade, you could have taken it. Like yesterday I was late on the live session and you guys took the breakout and you guys still hit full TP, right? Like you guys still made a lot of profit yesterday. A lot of you guys here are really learning. So that's a good thing. You guys can still help each other even though like I'm not here. So yeah, but no, everyone's right. Medu said it was large. Kill over here said, yeah, same, thought the candle was too big. Yeah, no, it was. So yeah, all you guys are right. But yeah, I mean, either way, I think the main reason I wouldn't take it was because of the bias. Oh, nice. Yeah, so Fern took the breakout and they hit full TP for Fern. So nice. Peter said they're pumping it up, so when Biden speaks, it drops. Yeah, no, I agree with you too, Peter. Biden is speaking here at 7:30, guys. So I mean, I could expect price to dump once it gets down to that point. Let's see. Yeah, Steven didn't take it either. Eduardo said first day following K2, following only K2 and staying disciplined. I saw that breakout and pressed sell. Wait, why'd you take the sell there, Eduardo? We were looking, the breakout was a buy today. Oh, I guess you hit it on accident. Oh, you hit the wrong button. Yeah, okay. No, that happens sometimes. It's all good. Steven said, I didn't take the breakout. Listen to my professor. Yeah, that's fine, Steven. Today is like a really risky day, guys. So I'm not looking to take anything too risky. If I see something really good, then yeah, of course, I'll let you guys know and I'll probably take it. However, right now, I don't see anything good. Looking over here at the fundamentals, they're still pretty far down. They're down 227 points. Looking at the heat map, it's still pretty red. So I'm still looking for sells here. Retail sentiment here isn't too strong, but everything else is pointing towards a sell. So if I do see a good sell here, then maybe I'll take it. However, I want to be careful for areas like this, the sessions and opening price. But price might dump down to back to opening price. So what might happen is if I see price drop below here and I see liquidity build up, maybe I can write it down to opening price because I do expect it to come down further. But It's just going to be a matter of time. Like I wouldn't mind if this comes down, comes back up, and then creates an area of liquidity. But there you go. As price starts to drop, I wouldn't be surprised if it drops down to opening price though. So we'll see. Let's see. I'm trying to see how far is it from here. Trying to catch like a little push. Oh, it already actually hit. So I hit some slippage right here, guys. I'm not going to count this trade, obviously, but as I mentioned, I did think price was going to come down to opening price right here. So I actually caught it as it dumped below this point when I hit the other liquidity. So basically, when I hit this line right here, I took a quick sell because I just wanted to catch the little push. I did hit some slippage. I only locked in 690, which is okay. Still profit. I wanted to catch it a little further, but I mean, good thing I pulled out. Or I didn't really pull out. I just had my TP set already, so I couldn't really adjust it. But oh, and it was a news candle. My bad, guys. That was really a bad move on my end. I totally forgot there was news right here, and I am supposed to avoid news. I actually entered a sell right there because I wanted to catch it too. So this is a sign that today's going to be a risky day because I'm taking trades when I'm ignoring all my rules. I don't trade during news. I don't trade during sessions. So like price was at sessions, price, and it was a news candle and I still entered. Luckily it hit my TP, but yeah, I need to calm down with my FOMO. I was trying to get FOMO. Peter said Sean didn't have his coffee yet. I know, right? Just rolled out of bed, came straight to the charts. So we do have liquidity sitting over here. And my bad, guys. I mean, even I make mistakes. I've been trading for so long, but I still make mistakes. Like I still get FOMO. So like a lot of people always ask me like, does your FOMO get better? It gets better. You get better at controlling it, but when you see something good, you still want to take trades. So it doesn't necessarily go away. Your FOMO will always be there. And again, right there, you can see where price is going. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down, hits, and it did. So it did exactly what I was anticipating. This is why I took that sell, because I anticipated to go back to opening price. So I did make profit off that push right there, or the one earlier. It was only 690. Let me check my other accounts. And there was like slippage on for some reason, there's always slippage on my second FTMO. I made 657 off my main account, 357 off my FTMO copier, and then 600 across all of my MFFs. Kodi said, now I know you're human, Sean. All right, guys. So I think that's about it for right now. Let's see. It was the area of liquidity. Kill. There's no strategy that was taken. It was just the liquidity. If you want to see how those trades are taken, watch the last 3 mentoring sessions. We go over that stuff in detail for these areas of liquidity. So we had the liquidity line that was drawn up here. You probably saw it earlier. It's not there anymore. And you probably don't even know what I'm talking about unless you watched if you were sitting in on the mentoring session. It's not a strategy that's taught. It's one that I cover every once in a while. It's basically the strategy that I think this is Kevin. Yeah, this is Kevin. So basically, this is how Kevin makes all these profits, because he's taking like these little pushes of liquidity, not really little, but he's taking the pushes of liquidity to next levels of liquidity. So if you want to see how they're risky entries though. So if you don't know what you're doing, I don't recommend you do it. You have to look for specific price points. That's why I draw these lines here. These blue lines are areas of liquidity. Typically, this is where I see price pushing to. Like for example, if I'm looking for a sell and I see price push below here, right? So we have another area of liquidity right here, right? So if price comes back down to retest this area, I expect it to drop further. Probably closer to this area right here, because there's another level right here. So whenever you see liquidity lined up like that right next to each other, This is where I see a big push of volatility. So when price comes back down to this point, then I expect it to drop further. Maybe not all the way down to this point, but I do expect it to drop a bit further. That's the strategy that I took when I entered right there, because I had an idea where price was going to go to. Price was going to go back to open right here. And that's the main reason why I took it, because we have a sell bias. It's not a strong sell bias, but we have a sell bias because the fundamentals here are down 257 points. Retail sentiment is neutral, so we're not going to use that, but everything here is pointing towards a sell. Fundamentals are pointing towards a sell. Technicals are pointing towards a sell. Trend meter is red, price is below the pivots. And that's why price was going to come back to this structure right here. Other than that, I think that's it. Let's see. Jennifer said she took the snipe. So let me check the snipe over here on the 10-minute. Oh, nice. Yeah, so there was a snipe that was available right there. This is what Jennifer took. Jennifer took the snipe that was right here. It's a bit of a risky snipe because it got close to the sessions below there, but nonetheless, it still hit CP. So great work right there, Jennifer, catching that snipe. And if you guys aren't familiar with the snipe strategy, it's typically one of the ones that we use here on the 10-minute. So overall bias, we have a light bias, which is a sell. So sell bias, wick rejection off the pivots, wick rejection off the structure. Right there. And then we confirm the directional momentum. You would have taken the sell right there. So this is the entry that Jennifer took. So nice work, Jennifer, catching that right there. I didn't catch it, so it's not going to count, obviously, but nonetheless, it was a good snipe that you saw there. Shannon's asking, which V strategy did you just explain? I didn't explain any V strategies, Shannon. Which one are you referring to? Because I looked over the snipe. This is a snipe strategy. It's called 10-minute snipe. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but I haven't covered any variations today. So not sure which one you're referring to. Is this one you're talking about, Shannon? Because this isn't a variation. This is a snipe entry on the 10-minute. And this is the one that Jennifer took. She said she just took the snipe. So this is a snipe that came up. There's nothing that came up below it. So that was the most recent one. But yeah, I haven't gone over any variation strategies yet. I mean, I'm looking for a variation entry. There's a V3 that came up right here, but it was right at the sessions. So, oh, the liquidity. Yeah, liquidity is not a it's not a variation strategy. It's not a strategy at all. It's just it's a way to identify speculation moves. And if like you're looking for liquidity, like if you're looking for a quick push, like say you need to just go for a quick 100 pips, that's what the liquidity is good for. Like for example, right here, if price hits this point, you can easily catch 100 pips right there. If there's no specific strategy to it, it's just looking for where liquidity is sitting. So if you want to go review that, Shannon, just watch the yeah, no problem. Just watch the past 3 mentoring sessions. And if you guys are new here and you guys aren't familiar with like how to find the mentoring sessions, you can do this. Just go on the YouTube channel. So this is the YouTube channel. I'll make sure this over, sorry. So this is the YouTube channel right here. Basically, just go to videos. And then these ones with the green background are the mentoring session. So if you watch this one, and this one, basically the past 3 weeks, we go over the liquidity moves pretty in detail. Probably this one's going to be the most detailed because this is the first time we went over it in a while. And then the one from last week is pretty detailed too. The one from this week, we didn't cover it as much, but I mean, it's still useful if you want to go and rewatch that. And it's all free. It's all on the YouTube for free. So if you guys are premium members or not, it's still available to you. All right. So yeah, thanks, Alexander. There was actually no V3 here because there's no pending sell momentum. Right here, though, this might be a possible V3. The only problem is that it looks like the candle might be too small to this. It might be too close to the stop loss. Plus, the sessions is like right there. So possible V3 here, but not necessarily one that I would, really take because it's going to cut into the sessions. And the stop loss is too small as well. So for one here, minimum stop loss isn't met. It needs to be at least 300 pips. So this is way past it. It doesn't fit. Also, it's right at the sessions right here. So another red flag would be hit because it's just way too close to the sessions right here. So no entry off that V3. Not one that I would take. And we got news in 4 minutes. Oh man. Another reason why I'm not really looking to take any trades today because of the news. So let's take a look at everyone's profit so far. So earlier this morning, let's see, some people posted profits. Al over here, he actually took the breakout this morning. So great work right there, Al. He actually took it like when he was supposed to at 6:31 on that second candle. He locked in a total of 1,322 for the day. So nice work right there, Al. Kevin over here, he locked in a total of 23,065, pretty much straight wins right here for his trades. He said, okay, so let's see what Kevin said. Kevin said, so far for the week, I've taken 111 trades, 104 wins, 7 losses, 93% win rate, 160,000 total profits. Biggest day was 63,000. Biggest win on a single trade was 13,000. Biggest loss on a single trade was 18,000. I opened too many positions, and when they went into drawdown, a stupid mistake, took too much risk. Yeah, and that's good, Kevin. You actually you anticipated that, and you're understanding of it. You're not gonna blame the broker for losing the trade, right? I hate seeing those excuses. People blame like anything whenever they have a loss. The good thing is like you have to like be real with yourself, guys. If you guys make a mistake, you have to like take responsibility for it. You can't blame someone. You can't blame me. You can't blame KT. You can't blame other people in the group. Or the broker, it's you made a mistake, guys, and you just have to man up to it. So like great work right there, Kevin. Overall, you did really great. Losses happen. So now that you've had that big loss, you'll understand in the future, not to take too many trades or take too much of a risk. Typically for me, I like to look at how many lots I have open at one time. I typically don't go over 10. So like I'll either take 1 10 lot or I'll take, a couple 5 lots, a couple 2 lots, etc. So great work right there, 23,000. And then same with 360 over here, locked in a total of 15,521 as well. So nice work, guys. Yeah, Kevin said I didn't trade liquidity pushes until I joined K2. Liquidity is a game changer for me. I didn't know anything about that until I saw Sean mark it up every day. Overall bias combined with fundamentals and liquidity is powerful. It's a risky way to trade, but if you know what you're doing, you'll make a lot of profit, which I agree 100%. Yeah, Kevin said, if you take the time to learn and listen to Sean, it's virtually impossible not to make money. And I agree. The only reason people wouldn't make money is if they're not following directions properly. It's really just following directions. Yeah, no, people do blame the broker, Kevin. They blame the spread or they blame manipulation, which manipulation happens, but if you know where liquidity is sitting, it shouldn't be no problem. So we got Dre over here as well. Dre sent in his profits, locked in a total of 485 for the day. Nice work, Dre. Melzon over here sent in his profits as well, locked in a total of 37 off this account, 31 off this account, and 41 off this account. So nice work in Melzon. He said NFP lot, so he was being safe. So guys, it doesn't matter if you guys are making big profit, little profit, middle profit. As long as you guys are profiting, that's the key thing. Because if you guys keep profiting every single day, it's going to add up. It's just going to be a matter of time until you start to make the bigger profits like everyone else. Stern over here as well, locked in a total of 648 euros. Nice work, Stern. Who else is here? Ed over here, he said he took the, I took the breakout for partial, then I took the sell trade based on Sean's analysis for a 2.7% gain on the first day of my prop challenge. So nice work right there, Ed. Ed took my advice here. He got out early, locked in a total of $2,719 for his first day on his prop challenge. So Great work, Ed. Ed is currently up 2.7%. So you just need about a little over 7% to pass your challenge. So you're almost there, Ed. Probably by next week, you'll pass your challenge. You'll go on to your verification and hopefully get funded by the following week. So here's the news candle right here, guys. We'll see where it goes. Price is bouncing around a lot. We'll see where it closes from this point. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a screenshot of my own profits and I'll send them over to you guys so you guys can see. I didn't make too much today, as I mentioned. I just took that small little speculative push earlier, but it's profit, right? My main advice to you guys is to focus on the wins. Don't focus on the profit, because if you guys focus on the profit number, you guys will start to get greedy, right? I never look at the profits until like the end of the day or like the end of the week, really. I just look for wins. The main thing I like to see on my screen are from the MT4 screen. And if you guys can do that, that's going to be like the biggest game changer for you guys, like literally. 645.5. Yeah, these are all the same. So I'll just take one screenshot of that. So here's my profit so far. I didn't take too much because this is all speculation. They weren't really like any strategy that was really applied. But anyways, here's what I locked in so far. Let me mark up the news price right here. So we got a news price right here. Let me check the news to see. I'm assuming it was positive, right? So here for 7 o'clock, we have ISM services PMI. It was negative. Okay, so you can see manipulation to the upside, which is okay. It's fine because we could expect price to come back down. So price looks like it's being manipulated to the upside. News has been negative pretty much all day today. It was neutral at 645. It was negative for NFP. It was negative for the ISM services PMI. So I see this as like price is just pushing up. And then when it gets to some point, maybe to this area of liquidity, or maybe not even that high, I do expect it to tumble right back down. So I think it's just getting, like, personally, I think it's getting propped up just until Biden speaks, because Biden speaks here at 7:30. So when he speaks, it's going to push up. And then when he starts speaking, this thing is just going to come right back down. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes all the way back down to this point. Like, this is going to be the key area for you to watch out for when Biden speaks. It's going to go back to opening price. But yeah, I could definitely see that. So we'll see what happens here. The news has been negative, so we'll see where it goes from that point. But other than that, let me scroll up real quick. Hey, what's up, Maddie? Oh, Maddie's at the airport. Nice, Maddie. Yeah, maybe you could lock in one for your flight. Biden's speaking at 7:30 though, so just keep that in mind that if you decide to take a trade, if you do, it's probably gonna be a sell because he's probably gonna dump those profits. See, JJ said, Sean, what's up, bro? I'm still here, just getting my mind right. Gotta stop being greedy. It's all good, JJ. Everyone goes through that phase. I know you were killing it for a while, and then you probably just took a lot of greedy trades and you got yourself into a hole, which is normal. It happens. So glad to see you're still here, JJ, with your trucker profits. I think you just posted them right here, right? Yeah, JJ said, trucker trader, I'm still here, bro. Let's go. Need to focus on not being greedy. So he locked in a total of 4,234. Nice work, JJ. I'm glad to see you back here in the group. I figured you're still there in the background. It's just, you just gotta get everything down, but it's all good. D said I'm up 700 for the day and a little over 2,000 for the week. Don't want to be greedy, so I'm taking my profits and running. See you all Monday morning. Yeah, D, so we'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Pat said no bias for it, but the 10-minute daily is currently running in profit. What's the 10-minute daily for today? Is it a buy? Yes, it is a buy, But oh, so I got this paper trading account for forex, guys. What I was doing, so I'm kind of working on something right now. Maybe I'll bring back signals at some point, but it's kind of crazy because I was looking at the I see my accounts and profit count history. Locked in a profit of 312. So basically, these are like longer moves. They're basically I'm looking at and I'll show you guys later. But yeah, back to what Patrick was saying. There's a possible buy right here. There's no bias for a buy, so I wouldn't have taken it. But this is the and it came right back down. So I'm basically using the same principles that we use for US30, but I'm using it for like for forex pairs. So I don't know if you guys have. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys here. So like for example, if I'm looking at like let me just copy this over. So I'm basically looking at the list of sentiment here. Whenever I see sentiment super high, like something like this, like I took UJ yesterday because the sentiment was so high. UJ over here is 70% short, right? So I took a buy here for UJ. Right here, this is the trade I took. Like literally, it went straight to TP. It took a while, but it went straight to TP. Like I really don't like doing signals, but I think this would be cool to like do for like these bigger trades. Like I took this on the 1 hour time frame. I basically looked for an intraday entry. So I looked for, and this is like a no-brainer. It's literally so simple. You look for the momentum signal and the trend meter's green, and then you look at sentiment. So if everyone's selling, like duh, what are you gonna do? You're gonna buy. So everyone's selling right here. It says the market's bearish, but you look over here and you see that you have a buy entry. Trend meter's green, momentum signal is green. It's like literally you match green and green. I took the buy right there and I just let it run. I just set and forget it, and then it hit TP. So I took this last night. I'm playing with the paper account because I don't want to go to my MC4 and mess with it. But yeah, I mean, this is something that's been working. I mean, this has always been working. It's just now that you have sentiment to help you determine which direction you trade, you know, you can easily take trades in that direction. Like for example, again over here, we have like EJ over here, right? EJ is 74% bearish as well. So if you look over at Euro JPY, same thing, right? So if you took any of the buys right here, because you have sentiment, so you took a buy right there, it's in profit. You took a buy right here, full TP. Took a buy right here. I mean, literally, it's like, you know, it's so easy. Win, win, win. Invalid signal. Another signal right here. Another win. So like 4 back-to-back wins. Win, win, win. Possibly gonna be win again right there. So you know, maybe I'll bring back signals. I'll just call these like forex trade. Well, it doesn't have to be forex. I mean, it could be anything. It could be oil. It could be gold. There's like so many things here to trade. UK 100. I mean, there's a ton of stuff here to trade. This is like the basic, like the easiest strategy you can apply. Like you could literally, I don't know how you can get this wrong. If you're not colorblind, or which I'm sure a lot of you guys aren't colorblind, if you guys could see green or see red, or I mean, even if you're colorblind, you could change these colors to like like a different color. It doesn't have to be green. You just have to match 2 colors together. If you can match colors together, it's an easy entry to take. So I'll keep looking at that. But anyways, back to the charts for US30. There's nothing here right now running aside from this daily entry. So this is the daily entry that that Pat was referring to. Not one that I would take. I'll show you why. Because the you want to confirm the overall bias. Bias is here is a sell. So I'm not really looking to take any buys. But if you're to avoid that requirement, you know, technically, yes, this would qualify as a daily entry. Not one that I would take, but yes, it would still fit the requirements if you didn't follow the second one. So other than that, other than that, there's nothing here on the one. So let me just go ahead and just update the liquidity right here. All right, so Peter said, so Peter said, so basically Biden's speech is going to be delivering his remarks on the May job report. So this is not going to be good. The job reports is negative, right? So you're already expecting where price can go. For one, he's going to go over NFP, which is not going to be good. And for two, it's Biden. So price can go down either way. So that's something I'd probably look out for as we get closer to 7:30 over here. Let's see. Akil said, what TP did you set for that UJ trade? I set my TP at the previous swing. It's the same. If you watch the strategy video, it explains to you where to place it. I mean, there's different ways to place it, but intro is right there. Stop loss was at the previous swing, which is right here, and then it's an equal distance away. So I made 430 pips right here. Pretty much a set and forget. And there he goes. Price starts to drop lower. Professors asking Sean on that forex strategy, what site are you using for the retail sentiment? How many pips was your stop loss? Want to back test it? Or actually forward test it on a demo. It's the same website that we look at our other ones, Daily FX. So Daily FX, you can find the other ones here as well for pretty much all assets. So everything we use here, you can pretty much use on like other assets as well. You don't have to just use it on US30. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, there was a V3 right here, but I wouldn't have taken it because it was right at these sessions. But if you guys did take it, nice work. It did hit full TP already. I mean, not sessions. It would have to cut through the news price right here. So, and stop loss was too tight. It wasn't the full 300 pips. Yeah, no, and I agree, Tony. You're 100% right. Stop loss was too high. It reached the 300 pip stop loss minimum. And it was right at news price as well. So I wouldn't have taken it, but it was a V3 right there. That's a V3 that Maddie identified. Yeah, there's actually a pivot scalping tree right here, but I think it's a bit risky as well. I mean, it looks like it would have hit TP already, so it might be too late to enter that if you guys are planning on entering it. Maybe it'll drop further because I do see an area of liquidity right here building up. So maybe I can take this for a quick little push if I catch it drop a little lower. So we do have liquidity right here. The reason why I think this is a good drop, because I think this will probably drop back down to the sessions right here. But we'll see where it goes. See where I'm at. 10-minute V3. Let's see. All right, so there's a 10-minute V3 here that is pending, it looks like. Or not. It's trying to swing back up. So we'll see where this closes. This has 6 minutes left on it though, so it's got a long time to go until it actually comes back. So we'll see. I'm looking for. Yeah, the 10-minute is pending for the V3 right there, but we'll see where it closes at. Thanks, Tody. So Tody said for the pivot scalp, it didn't close. Yeah, actually, you're right, Tody. So this wouldn't be a pivot scalping tree, guys. It looked like it could have been one, but it wasn't. The main reason why it wasn't was because it didn't actually close below the pivots. So it was close, but it didn't actually close below it. Pivot scalp right here, you need to confirm overall bias. We don't have an overall bias, but the light bias is for sell. Valid K2 momentum signal. And you want to make sure that it would close below these two pivots. It didn't close below the pivots, so it wouldn't have fit the requirements. also. It was right at news price, so a couple of red flags here. News price off the entry candle. So yeah, I mean, today's not really the day to take these risky trades anyways, guys. So unless you see something that's like really good, I would really force it. Sorry. All right, so I think we'll probably trade until like 7:30. Once Biden starts speaking, we're probably gonna call it a day because it's not really gonna be worth the risk. You guys really don't want to be trading when Biden's speaking, especially when everything's pointing toward a sell and you get this manipulation back to the upside. I think price is literally just pushing up until Biden speaks, and when he speaks, it's gonna come right back down. But I mean, who knows? We'll see. V3 here kind of just disappeared. It's no longer setting up. Yeah, exactly. And Peter said Biden and FOMC member Brainerd speaking at the same time. So it's going to be a bit of a, you're going to get some back and forth. So the Fed's probably going to push price up because you're going to have, they're going to try to be as positive as possible. But Biden, I mean, you really don't know what Biden's going to say. Like whenever I see Biden speak, I can't really like anticipate what he's going to say. He's not like Trump, right? Like when Trump speaks, he says things that are good, even though the economy's not good. He'll say as many good things as possible, and he'll make price go up. Like with whatever he says, even though he's lying about things, people believe it, and price just tends to go up, right? With Biden, it's like you don't know what he's going to say. He doesn't really have a stance on things. He kind of just reads off a script, it seems like. So you can't really predict what he's going to say. Like he's not always a positive speaker. He's usually pretty negative. And that's some things you keep in mind. Yeah, Peter said, I find Friday's the last hour before market closes is where the good moves are. Yeah, because that's where a lot of liquidity comes in. A lot of people pull out of the markets and a lot of people get into the markets for the weekend. So it's a good time for volatility, but I find it to be like one of the riskier times to trade. Thanks, Kenny. Kenny sent me. Did he start speaking already, Kenny? Or this is still pending? Okay, so it's just the podium. Biden should be coming on here in about 13 minutes or so. So thanks, Kenny, for the link. All right, so there's no V3 here off the 10-minute. Price is still pushing up on this one, though. See how far it pushes towards this liquidity right here. I mean, I wouldn't want to take it anyways because it's a buy, but it did hit that area of liquidity right there. Still waiting for Biden to start speaking. I think it'll probably prop up a little further. Yeah, possible V3 here setting up, like Maddie said. Here, let's see. I think the stop losses, again, it's going to be too tight because it'll need to be at least 300 pips. Yeah, it's too far out. Let's see if I can find something here. So the daily is still technically running. It's rejecting right off the pivots, though. So the daily from today, this isn't actually, I'm going to take this off. This isn't really the daily entry. It's the one thing about this is that it's missing the overall bias. All right, so Biden is supposed to come on in about 10 minutes. I'm obviously not going to trade during this period. Man, I'm starting to get FOMO. I kind of want to enter some trades, but I know I shouldn't. So I just sit tight for a bit. So this right here is, I mean, this wouldn't fit the requirements again for the V3 because it doesn't fit the minimum stop loss requirement. There needs to be at least 300 pips. So unfortunately, no. Yeah, I'm getting tempted to enter these cells here, but I shouldn't. I'm gonna hold off, guys. I'm not gonna take it. Because so from this point right here, I'm kind of expecting it to drop further. Nice, Matty caught some of that V3 there. So nice work, Matty. It did bounce off these sessions, right? Or not sessions, news price right here. But I do see it probably coming down further from now until when Biden gets on the mic. He's not on yet, so see where it goes. But this is the area where I'm expecting it to drop to. Opening price right here. It might not be a smooth drop all the way down, but I do think it's going to come down. So as long as you guys are trading in the direction of bias, man, these allergies have still been here. But yeah, as I was saying, I think price will drop eventually when Biden starts speaking. It's starting to drop now. I don't know if it'll drop all the way down, like straight down, but it'll slowly make its way back down as we get closer to Biden speaking right here. But then you got to keep in mind that the Fed is also speaking. So if the Fed's speaking, price will probably bounce around. It'll probably just consolidate in range as we get closer to that point. So the next area I see it testing would probably be the it's low right here. Let's see. Maybe we'll come back and retest the news price. Man, there's a ton of volatility right now, guys. So you guys want to be very careful if you guys are trading or thinking about trading. It came back over here, retest the news price, and then and we'll see where it goes. Maybe it'll come back down and push further to test this area of liquidity, or maybe it'll come back up. Who knows? It's really hard to gauge because the market is moving so erratic right now. It is NFP, so there's no surprise. I mean, we expected this to happen today. Plus, we have Biden speaking shortly. Yeah, professor said he's calling it a weekend. Everyone stay safe. Yeah, so if you guys don't need to trade, I would just sit out the market, guys. You guys can see how crazy the market's moving right now. It's not really moving smooth at all. It's going back and forth. I think when Biden speaks at 7:30, it'll be the catalyst for which direction price will be going. But as you can see, there's a lot of manipulation going on. Price goes up, price goes down, price goes back up. There's no clear direction. A lot of people are just speculating in the market right now because Biden is speaking. So you can see people are trying to sell here because they're trying to catch that drop before Biden speaks. However, the the drop might not necessarily appear, right? Like not yet. So you might get a bunch of fake outs. Price will go down, go up, go down, go up. And then when Biden speaks, then it'll finally drop. But a lot of people here are trying to get in early. Like they want to get in at the top. But the problem with that is that the market makers know people are trying to do that, right? Because everyone anticipates price to drop. So at that point, they can just manipulate price up and down. Because the thing is, if your stop loss is too tight, you're going to get stopped out either way. You'll get stopped out before it reaches your TP. Because the range right now is 1,000 pips. It's a pretty big range. But yeah, other than that, yeah, Alexander said there's a V3 pending on the 10-minute and the 5-minute. So I do see it right here. Possible V3. It still has about 5 minutes left on the candle, so it's got a long way to go. Same here on the 5. Another V3 right there. This is about 20 seconds left on it. Yeah, I'm not taking any trades. It's too close to like when Biden speaks. I'm not really looking to get into any of these manipulated pushes. But yes, here's the V3 over here on the 5. Alexander, you did spot that properly. I'm not really looking to take anything risky, so I'm not going to take that. I mean, if you guys want to take it, feel free. I still think it's the market is kind of erratic right now. I don't like trading when the market's erratic like this because it can easily hit your stop loss before hitting your TP. Yeah, Maddie said might see a liquidity push in the 1 minute amount. Sean, don't want to FOMO before my flight. So yeah, Maddie, have a safe flight to Hawaii. I believe you're going to. Go say hi to Kip for me. make sure you bought your clippers so you can give Kip his haircut. But other than that, Maddie, we'll see you on Monday. So yeah, man, enjoy your vacation, bro. We'll see you back here on Market Open. Other than that, let's see. That's it. Purity's asking, was that a pivot scalp on the 1 minute at 714? 714. Yes, this was a pivot scalp right here, Purity. So if you took this pivot scalp for a buy, it would have won. Looks like, yeah, it would have hit your TP right there, like immediately. That was a pivot scalp right there, Purity. There's no bias for a buy though, so I wouldn't have taken it because it's one of the requirements. You need to confirm the overall bias. But if you were to ignore that requirement, then yeah, it would still be a pivot scalp. But I wouldn't have taken it because there's no bias for a buy. Which you did identify that properly. As long as the the bias was there. All right, guys. So I think that might be it for today. I don't know if you guys have any other questions. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll hang around for a bit. I'll see if Biden speaks on time. I don't think he's going to speak on time though. Like, let's see, his podium's still there. I don't know. Biden takes forever to get to the mic. Like he's always scheduled for like 7:30. He doesn't come on till like 8 or 8:30. So there's no point in really waiting for it. And then you guys are going to start FOMOing into trades. What was that? Do you see that? It said video alarm detected. All right. So he hasn't spoken yet, but he's going to be speaking soon. There's still no sentiment here. It's still 50-50. I didn't even update this. Yeah. So let's see. Right there. All right, so this is basically just the profits I made today. I didn't really make too much. I mean, better than nothing, I guess. There's an area of liquidity right here. When price hits it, I think price will probably drop further and maybe test the sessions over here. But one thing that you want to keep in mind is that Biden's going to be speaking. He's supposed to be speaking in 2 minutes. I don't think he's going to be speaking in 2 minutes, but we'll see. Other than that, some more profits here that people have posted. Let's see, we have. Let's copy this over to the other group quick. Yeah, Peter said Biden's never on time. Yep, I agree. He never is. Let's see. And there goes the liquidity. Price hit liquidity. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down and retests the area down here for the sessions. Other than that, yeah, there's a high-low scalp that was right here. There's actually 2 high-low scalps. So Tody, you're right. There was a high-low scalp right there. And there might be another one right here on the next candle as well. If it closes below. But again, I'm not looking to take anything risky. So, we'll mark up trades as they come, but I'm not really going to take any of these myself because Biden is supposed to speak here at 10:30. He's not there yet. Of course, he's late. So just be careful because the Fed is speaking right now as well. It's just not worth the risk. Yeah, just like Charles said. Charles said not worth the risk taking a loss. Today I'm out. So yeah, although we do think price is going to come down, which it is coming down, and I do expect it to come down to this point down here. It's not going to be a smooth move. It's going to be a bit choppy. So we'll see where it goes from here, but other than that, I don't really see anything for us to take at the moment. So there's more profits over here real quick. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Kevin over here, he's currently up. Oh, that's great. So I think this is his total. Or this is his demo. He's been like basically practicing gold before he trades it live. So he locked in 77K off this one. That's crazy. Doing basically the same thing, but on gold. So the thing I like about gold is that it moves just like US30, right? So you can literally trade gold the same way we trade US30. And the thing with gold is it's pretty volatile all day long. So you can trade it pretty much all day. That's one thing that I've been looking at too. Looking over here at the sentiment, when I see sentiment high on gold, I'm going to be testing it out. So right here, it's 80% bullish. So I'd be looking for sells here on gold, right? So if I look over here at gold, I'm doing the same thing I was doing before, but I'm looking for sells here. So like, for example, intraday entry right here, sell, take that for a short position, full TP. I don't know what the bias was on the 20th, but if it was still a sell, could have taken a sell right here, full TP. Could have taken another sell right there, full TP. Could have taken another sell right there, full TP. So as you can see, I mean, these are on the higher time frames. Like if you're on the short time frames, even better probably. I don't know what time frame people trade gold on, but if you were like on the 15-minute or something like that, I would probably go on the higher time frames. But I mean, either way, it's still you guys can see how well it works. Back to US30. Let me go over here real quick and mark up base price. Right there. Yeah, Shannon said 1 hour gold is your fave. Yeah, so I'll probably look at gold too on the 1 hour. I think for everything else aside from US30, I'll probably be using the 1 hour because those aren't really going to be scalping entries that I'm looking for. I'm looking for the longer moves. But yeah, I mean, it'll be something that I play with. Peter's asking for this link right here. So it's just dailyfx.com/sentiment, but I'll put the link over here so that you guys can have it as well. There you go, Peter. Yeah, link's right there in the Zoom, guys. So if you guys are in the Zoom, I posted the link for this. You can pretty much see sentiment for everything. Just play around with it, right? If you guys want to play around, like for example, USD CAD right here, it's 71% bullish. So if I go to USD CAD over here, I'm looking for sells, right? So if I'm looking for sells right here, look at how many sells I could have taken. Yeah, I guess that one right there. I don't know what the sentiment was over here, so I can't really look like days back. But if you're looking for like the most recent entry, I mean, you probably don't even need the trend meter, but you guys can see that it works really nicely. So, I mean, if you want to go and test that, just look, basically just identify, I make a list of everything that's over 70%. So 75%, I'll trade EJ, like 95% silver, I'll trade silver. Gold, it's 80%. Because you want something with a strong bias. If you take something with a strong bias, it's almost impossible for you to lose because price will be manipulated, so-and-so, but then it'll eventually come back to where it's supposed to go. So if that's something you guys want to play around with, feel free. And I'm always looking for new ways to make money, guys. So like whenever I find something that looks, that looks useful or something that we can apply, because the thing is we already have a scalping thing down, right? Like we have this type of strategy down for US30. I get kind of bored during the day. So like I want to look for other strategies that work, all day long. So like gold is something you can trade all day, or forex, something you can trade all day as well. So guys, don't overcomplicate it. It's literally the same thing we're doing for US30, but you're doing it for other assets. So yes, Purity, you're asking, you do the opposite of sentiment, right? Correct. That's correct. That's exactly what we've been doing. Don't overcomplicate it. Nothing's changed. You're literally doing the opposite of sentiment. So just do the same thing you're doing for US30, but do it for gold. So yeah, Swelly's asking. So basically we follow the actual sentiment, not do the opposite. No, Swelly, you're doing the same thing. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, so everything is the same, guys. Don't confuse it. Don't overcomplicate it. It's literally the same thing. It's just doing it on a different asset and doing a different strategy. I mean, you guys can do the other strategies if you like, but I think the intraday strategy works best for the higher time frames because you're trading intraday at this point. You're no longer scalping. So, and exactly what Mauricio said. He said best to master one asset before juggling more. So if you guys have not gotten US30 down, I don't recommend you go to anything else, guys, because if you guys don't have this down, you're just going to mess up the other stuff. This is as basic as it gets. The other stuff is easy too, but you know, this is pretty much as basic as it gets for now. So until you guys get down US30, don't go over and play around with like forex or gold or anything like that, because you're just going to confuse yourself with everything and you're going to mess up losing at everything. So focus on one asset, just like Mauricio said. And then once you're good at that, then you can move on to everything else. You know, I'm good with US30. I don't have to think anymore. If I see an entry, I'll take it. It's not like where I have to actually think about it anymore. It's why I can go back and look at other stuff, because I can go back and learn another strategy and come back and then it's like nothing's changed. So price is starting to drop right here. I'm assuming Biden has started speaking. Let's check. And he still isn't at the podium. Typical Biden. I don't know when this guy's going to make it here, but hopefully he makes it soon. But all right, so I think that's about it, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, I think we'll be wrapping this up a little early. I don't want people to be FOMOing into any trades, especially right now because Biden is going to be speaking shortly. One thing that you guys want to keep in mind as well is that we have the Fed speaking right now as well at the same time. So here we go as price continues to drop lower. As you guys can see, it did exactly what we were anticipating. So earlier, I anticipated that price was going to hit liquidity and push down further to test the sessions right here. And that's exactly what happened, right? So price came down, hit sessions. At this point, there's not really much else to to look at really. Price is going to come down. It's coming down exactly to where we anticipated. So I said price is likely to come down to opening price, and that's exactly where it's going. Price came from up here when I mentioned that, and I said price is going to push down at some point. I said it was going to be a rocky push to the bottom side, and then it'll probably push down to the area of open right here, where it's almost at. It's just, I think when Biden speaks, it's going to push down right away, but yeah, I don't know where Biden's at. He's still not there. And this guy's like the most, he's like the most, what's it called? The most impunctual like president we've had. I've never seen like presidents in the past where they're always late to everything. He's late to every speech that he speaks. Like whenever we have Biden speaking, we're like, okay, he's going to speak at like 7:30 or at 8. And then we're waiting there and he doesn't come on until like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. You know, this never happened with Trump. It never happened with Obama. It never happened with a lot of other presidents. But yeah, you know, the anticipation right here, Kenny said he still has to find the stage. Yeah. So with a lot of people anticipating him to speak, like you can see a lot of people here already sold off, right? The news event happened right here at 7, or it was supposed to start here at 7:30. So you can see the sell-off started happening right here because a lot of people are already anticipating price to drop because when Biden speaks, price does drop. But you saw the fake out right here and then it came right back down. it's not like Trump. Like if Trump was to speak, this thing would skyrocket, like for no reason. It would just skyrocket. With Biden, it's sometimes, I mean, it does drop eventually, but sometimes it's like a choppy drop like this. It chops to the downside, comes back up, and then swings back down to where it's supposed to go. Still not on the mic. So I think what we're gonna do here, guys, is we're just gonna wrap it up. It's 7:40 right now, so it's 20 minutes till 8. And there we go. Price did drop back to opening price like we anticipated. We anticipated that from up here. And price did come back down to where we anticipated because the bias was to sell, plus Biden was supposed to speak. And he's still not there. So yeah, I don't want people to FOMO into any trades, but you know, analysis kind of played out perfectly. It came right back down to open. The reason why we knew it was going to drop was because the fundamentals were super red. So they were very bearish. Heat map here is completely red, like literally red. And the sentiment here is just flat. There's just nothing going on. So, all right, guys, I think that is it. So if you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to reach out to me through email or Telegram. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here Monday morning for market open. But other than that, if you guys don't have to trade, I recommend just sitting out the market. You know, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys then. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys on Monday.